Right, Dad, we are venturing to South America today. Now, I thought when I did the Patreon poll South American teams, this team that we selected was the only non-Brazilian team, and I thought for sure we get a Brazilian voted in.
Oh, I thought we would have done, yeah.
But no, Independiente from Argentina won the vote by a mile as well, might I add. And here we are in Argentina.
Very passionate country with their football.
Very passionate, yeah. A lot of big rivalries in this country, which I'm sure we're going to talk about. And Independiente, I think, are a team that's fallen off recently. They used to be one of the biggest, they probably still are one of the biggest clubs, but success-wise, not for a while.
Well, they used to be known as the King of the Cups. They had a special name, which is in their language, but it meant King of the Cups in English. So they've lost that title now because a few teams overtook them, obviously, winning the cup.
So it's our job to bring that back, to re-invite the, reignite the nickname.
We want a bit of silver.
So if we take a look at this first season then, 287,000 in the transfer budget, not a lot in the wage budget. It's a very difficult start that we're going to have. Now, one thing I am quite confused with, and I've had to look it up, and I don't think Football Manager has implemented it into the game because probably it's so complicated they're not even sure themselves, is how the Argentinian league is formatted this year. There's 26 teams, you do a round robin of one game. I mean, I don't think there was a competition in the 21 season anyway, or 20 to 21 season because of COVID. I think that got cancelled. But like this season, for some reason, there's 26 teams. We only played each team once. And then there was like a weird...
I've got to admit, I looked at a round event and I thought, I don't understand it.
Yeah, and you're going to see as this rebuild goes on, we start losing players, losing clubs, in the league. And it's very strange. And also in South America, which I don't quite know why it's like that. And I spoke to a couple of Brazilian people about how weird their format is and the state championships and stuff. The Copa Libertadores and the Copa Sudamericana, which is basically the UEFA Champions League and the Europa League for South America, it's spread across 2 different seasons. So the group stage is after the season, and then you do the knockouts during the next season, and the finals played midway through the season and not the end of a season. It's just so complicated, and I have no idea why.
When I was looking it all up, there was so many cup competitions they play in, and I just lost count of, and I thought, well, what cup is this? And then it was saying international this and that, and I thought, I'm totally lost. So you've just come across the same problems as what I had, really. It was all over the place, isn't it?
So one signing in this transfer window, but he is loaned out back to Venezuela. Talasco Segovia, he's a good wonder kid on the game. I think he looks absolutely fantastic, a good potential, 19 years of age. Centre midfielder, and we picked him up for a very cheap cost. Roughly about £210,000, which is pretty much all of our budget. It's very difficult to get any players to Argentina who aren't Argentinian, unless they're coming from these cheaper South American clubs. But it's also very hard to prize the good players away from other Argentinian teams because of, obviously, money.
There's other teams in the Argentina league than what they are, aren't they?
Currently so, yes.
The top teams in you, so
we're going to have to rely on the tactic.
Yeah.
And tactically, I'm going for this diamond formation. Now, you might recognise this tactic for a future tactic video that we have, and we're going for this. It's very basic, and I've changed a few roles to suit us in the league. For instance, they had ball playing defenders. We don't really have the defenders to do that. We're making them just centre defenders. Nothing too complicated, and we've changed a few of the player roles as well
to
make
ball and give it away.
Exactly, make it a lot simpler for us. In the tactic beforehand, it's like playing it out. We're just rolling out the defenders, like keeping it simple. Out of possession as well, I've changed it quite a lot to make it a little bit better for this league and for the standard of club that we're at. So, how we're going to do this first season, the only player that I'm relying on to play for us in one position is Alan Velasco. He's going to be a guy that's going to be really hard to keep hold of towards the end of the season and towards the end of this rebuild because of how good he is in the game, and you can see he's already wanted by a couple of big European clubs. So he is the main man that we need to keep hold of in this rebuild, but I'm not really counting on doing that because of how good he can be. Right, let's simulate the first season then. So, the end of the first season and a 4th place finish.
That's not bad. The teams above us, 2 of them are expected to be above us.
Yes. So River Plate obviously becoming champions in this weird and wonderful competition where we've only played 25 games. So it was when I seen like the length of the season, I was like, right, okay. So I simulated it to this point, the 21st, and I was like, is there anything else that's going on? Yes, there actually is stuff that we need to look at.
Then you expect the Boca Juniors to be above us as well.
Yeah.
Racing. the fans won't be very happy with them being above us.
No, so
That's
that is
rivals.
a big rivalry.
Yeah, that's the one team they want to beat, or we should be beating and beat them in the league.
Yeah, so there's another one as well, San Lorenzo, who is a big rival. They're all the way down at 13th, so we can kiss them goodbye.
Yeah, they're gone.
But the three above us is the three big teams.
That's our target. The two first and second. That's our target to get it amongst them.
Yes. The teams below us, Velez have really good players and a very decent team as well. And like Argentina Juniors, they sometimes produce some of the good wonder kids. I mean, Diego Maradona, for instance, he came from Argentina Juniors before he went to Boca Juniors. So yeah, I think this is quite a successful season, and it's half a season, really. Yeah. It's half a season. This is it. This is it. 25 games, 13 wins.
That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's our problem there. The Cup, as you can see, we're in the 6th round. It's already happened, the Cup.
Right.
So we're going to have to go back and have a look how it did beforehand, because River Plate won that as well. So if we take a look at this and we go to the final, River Plate beat Banfield 6-3 in the final. Take a look at the semi-final, went up there. Where did we come in this? It don't look like we got very far at all. 7th round, we're not in that. 6th round. Right, we were actually knocked down the 5th round by Boca Juniors, so we had a bad draw there. Yeah. That's unfortunate, but I think we touched on a good point there. If we take a look at fierce rivals, Racing is our historic rivals. There's a few historic rivalries there because of the history of the Argentinian league and cups and stuff. These pretty much are the biggest 5 that Argentina consider
One of the things
teams.
I do read is when we play Racing, they have a police escort. The fans have a police escort on a bus.
Yeah.
To the stadium.
Yeah.
And it's hell.
Yeah.
The motorbikes
I can
in the
imagine.
front, the bus, the motorbikes in the back, and they're giving it hell.
Yeah.
But we know how passionate fans they are over there.
Oh, absolutely.
I've seen a few of the games on South American football that you think they are absolutely passionate.
Yeah. Like a Boca River derby is probably a good atmosphere, but very scary to be there.
Yeah, definitely. You wouldn't like to take your family there, would you?
No. But what I think is very unique to Argentina is their stadiums. We take a look at this stadium. Look how wonderful this looks.
We've looked at, haven't we? We've been looking at this and we're thinking, what lovely stadiums they have.
The Boca Stadium, another one because of this weird end that they have. Yeah. It's very strange. It's very like looking out of a hotel balcony.
Yeah.
It's so odd.
That's going back to the Florentina Stadium, really, that was in the shape of a D. That is exactly what that is, isn't it? That one.
Yeah.
But that's fascinating, because that's halfway the full length of the pitch, that one.
Yeah, I mean, as well as like, obviously Independiente, they're probably not as well known as Boca and River, but for competitiveness, they've been up there. Because if you take a look at this, Boca have won 6 Copa Libertadores. If you look at how we have done, we've won 7 Independiente. They've won a lot, and that's obviously where it comes from. Yeah. The name of
the history goes back a few years ago. They were a very good side.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, over the few years coming back now, they've started losing it a bit now, haven't they?
Absolutely. Schedule-wise as well, we did actually play in the Copa Sudamerica this season, and we were knocked out of it in the first leg. Right at the start of it, from this team, which I believe is Ecuador. It is an Ecuadorian team. So that's actually a disappointment because we lost 3-0 in the very first competitive game that we played. That's basically when I'm learning about the team. Yeah. Not at all. Because Copa Sudamericana is, like we mentioned, it's the Europa League, really, of the of South America. Yeah. So winning that is still a very good competition to win, and they've won it in 2017. Yeah. So, but I mean, so the main aim, I think, for this is to win the Copa Libertadores. Yeah. We've won 7 already, like we've mentioned. It is the Champions League of South America, and we haven't won it for a very long time. And I think the reason why Independiente was voted for this is for that very reason. Yeah. If we take a look at this, they haven't won it for so long, but you can see San Lorenzo's up there. Yeah. You can see Boca's there. River Plate is around there as well. When was the last time that we won it? All the way back in 1984. Yeah. It's such a long time. Yeah. Even teams like Maradona's Argentina Juniors is there. Teams from Uruguay have won it since. And then look, we had 4 in a row back in the 70s, 2 in a row in the 60s.
They're the only teams ever done that.
4 in a row?
4 times in a row, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that. Ustad Diantes, which I think is that might be Uruguay as well. It is Argentinian. They've won it 3 times in a row. Yeah. No other team really have done anywhere close to that. So, I mean, Internacional is the current winners right now, 2021. We know in real life it was Palmeiras, so they won it back-to-back against Flamengo in the final. But yeah, I'm very interested in Copa Libertadores and stuff like that. I find it very interesting and I like following it, especially from the Brazilian side of things. I like Flamengo, that's my team through previous saves, but I've never really had an Argentinian save. So maybe this could be something that I'm going to enjoy now using Independiente. But yeah, I mean, we take a look at the schedule-wise, like, this is the end of the season now. It's very odd. I finished in April and I was like, what happens now?
Yeah.
And I went forward and I went forward a whole month, like nothing happened in March. I went forward and just did the 5th round in Argentina's cup and thought maybe that's a cup after. Yeah. No, you don't play the 6th round to the start of the next season. That's not being played now until July.
Yeah.
16th of July. So I'm like, right, okay, well, consider that season 2 then.
Yeah.
So I guess we just go to season 2. Right, so the start of season number 2. We're at the 4th of September and things have been kicking off. We've played 10 games already in the league, and as you can see, we're in 3rd place.
Yeah.
We're 4 points behind River Plate, who does seem to be the dominant team in Argentina right now. But let's take a look at some transfers, because there has been some action here. And I am trying to do more stuff as well. If we take a look at the ins, nothing's really happened, but on the outs, there are 2 players leaving. So, transfer-wise, I have brought in a good goalkeeper from Argentina Juniors, Lucas Chavez. He's fantastic. The reason for that is our goalkeeper from last season, who was very good, was on loan.
Oh, right.
So we lost him, and there is not a lot of very good backups for the goalkeeper. So we've brought in Lucas Chavez, who could finish the rest of the rebuild. Yeah, he has quality, and especially like things around here, the stuff that kind of goes overlooked. I like him for that. Plus, not very expensive wage considering. We've also managed to sign this guy on a free transfer who is absolutely phenomenal. Thomas Coelho, we can see, really good on that left-hand side. He can also play on the right. Really good acceleration and agility-wise, dribbling. For this league, I think he's fantastic. Yeah. And we picked him up on a free transfer.
Only 22 as well. Good young
Only
lad
22.
as well.
He can last exactly for the rest of this rebuild.
Yeah.
So on the outs, none leaving the club, which is good. But the trouble is our finances, we are in the red already. We're not doing too well for finances, so it's all down to what we can do in our actual domestic seasons and across the continental competitions to see if we can start bringing that money in, because we don't really want to be selling these clubs. No, we don't really want to be selling our players either. No. So if we take a look at our schedule then and see how we've been getting on at the start of the season, it all looks quite good.
That's a good start.
We only had a bad loss against Velez. We dropped a couple of draws in there. Lanús, a 4-all draw. Great game, by the way. I mean, it must have been entertaining. 2-all there against Santa Fe.
Our last game's a good result for the fans.
Massive game. I was going to allude to that. A 3-1 victory against Racing, obviously our derby.
Was at home as well, was it?
Is at home. 42,000. That is full as well, And the bit of the hero that we have, Silvio Romero. He's old now, 34, but he is a bit of a talisman for us, I think, in these first 2 seasons. And as you can see, his physicals are starting to really decline, but he is a fantastic player. He's really good. I mean, by the looks of it, it was quite a close game, but at the start, they actually took the lead, as we can see. It's a cracking header. The way end going mental there. But we come back again in that first half, and this is where I'm talking about Silvio Romero. Look at that little bit of movement there, smashes it right into the top corner.
He took out well, didn't he?
Yes, absolutely. And then, of course, second half, we go in at half time, we rally up the troops. And this is where this tactics come in.
We just ripped them through then.
The shadow striker.
In the top corner as well then?
Straight in the top corner. Run over to the away fans. Love that. That's classic Argentinian. Yeah.
Absolute chaos.
Yeah. And this is, again, Silvio Romero finds a bit of space.
You should never be going through like that on your own.
Look at the disappointment in the away fans. Absolutely gutted. He runs over there again. So perfect for us. Perfect start to that season. Riot. Exactly, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, we've seen the season so far. We've played 10 games with 21 points. It's not bad whatsoever. In regards to like the competitions wise, we're in the 7th round, but we're not in anything like the Copa Libertadores or anything like that. So I think this is a perfect opportunity to try and push for those top spots and get ourselves back into those continental competitions. Tactically, we're pretty much staying the same, with Velasco playing most of the games up top, trying to make. Well, he's naturally learnt this role now on that left-hand side as a striker in this diamond going forward. So second season, I'm wildly optimistic to see if we can do better.
Come on then.
So, I bring you back.
Get in.
And we are top. We are top.
Joint top. Uh-oh.
That doesn't mean we have won anything. No. Because of how weird and wonderful this league is.
We got there for the last 5 games of the season.
River Plate have dropped off massively. And this is where it gets a little bit weird, because there's 4 teams that are relegated, one of them finished in 19th. I don't know. I mean, I feel so sorry for Rosario Central. But
because the team that finished bottom.
It's 28 teams. They didn't even.
They were weird.
It goes into some kind of relegation playoff or some crap. I don't really know. But we now play River Plate in a 1-game win to win the league. Or win the whole whole thing. It's very much like MLS. Like if you win the league, you don't actually win it.
They go into another league and they're playing for it. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Top
so
4 teams, that thing, innit? Yeah.
We're going to have to bring you back again to see how we do.
No. I don't like playoffs.
Okay, so I bring you back again on the 17th of May. It has been a while. Because for some reason, you then have to play the Copa Libertadores group stages in between after the season had finished. However, how did we do in the league competition? We won it on penalties.
Get in.
Yeah, so that's not bad at all. We've managed to defeat River Plate on penalties. And if you can see across the whole tournament, Romero scored the most goals, 26 goals. Good. He got, Lucha Gonzalez got 7.67 average rating with the most assists as well. So a very fantastic season. And that's with players like Thiago Almeida still here. So viewers who are big fans of Foot Manager will know the influence that he has on Velez, especially if you are loading him into the game. He's incredible. Yeah, we've managed to do really well to stop River Plate winning 2 in a row there, back to back. But we have started other competitions. The reason why it takes ages is because there's Copa Libertadores. We've played the group stage of Copa Libertadores. We're in Group H. We've got Atletico Mineiro, Libertad in there, and it's very difficult. But we've managed to qualify through on 12 points, losing just 2 games.
We've scored a lot of goals.
Exactly, that's good. 24 goals that we got. A very big goal difference. We lost a game against Mineiro and we lost a game against George Wilson, which is a Bolivian team. Yeah, that's what's cost us from finishing top. However, we won't know how we get on in that competition until the end of next season. So yeah, I guess we'll just go through to the we'll take a look at the statistics first and basically see how we've been getting on. Romero has finished top scorer for us with 33, but Velasco and Benitez, who plays that shadow striker role, both finished on 30 as well.
That's good, isn't it? 93 goals.
Players, yeah.
3 players, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, we've played so many games, I'm not surprised, but still. Assist-wise, we have Lucas Gonzalez on 18 goals, Benitez and Romero both on 12. Very good. And average rating, a 7.68 for Benitez. Lucha Gonzalez right behind him on that. So let's go forward to the third season. We can take a look at some transfers, and then we can decide what the hell's going on in the Continental competitions. I hope you're getting this, and you're not as confused as what I am.
So we won something.
We think we have anyway. We're still not quite sure. Our name does say it's won it, we're just not really sure. Okay, right, we're back. And this is the start of the third season. We are a very negative balance again. Transfer-wise, we still have a little bit left, but we're over the wage budget. It means that we can't really do anything, to be honest. We have signed a couple of players, and I think we've signed an absolute gem as well. In fact, I'm going to say both of them are fantastic players.
Well, they're free as well. That's even better.
I can't spend any money.
As I do, add into the to the squad, isn't it? But the wage bill you got to look at as well.
So the first one is another wonder kid, another Argentinian wonder kid. And as soon as I seen that he was available to pick up on the end of contract, I decided it was a very good deal to bring him in. Pedro de la Vega, 23 years of age. I'm pretty sure we've used him once on a rebuild before as like a backup player, but he plays on that left-hand side. He can also play in the hole, which we've been using both, obviously. And I mentioned free transfer. He plays for Lanús. A good goals and assist tally for how good they are, I think. But this other signing, we've got him from Nacional, which is a Colombian team. You can pick up a few bargains from the Colombian teams. Christian Castro is easily going to be our best centre back, and that's saying something because I'll be honest, a lot of these players, I'm losing them because they want extortionate contracts, and I can't offer them that. No. So I'm having to bring in players like Christian Castro, who only wants 7.5 thousand, and just keeping him there. Now, our starting players, and if we take a look at our team, obviously our best player, who I consider our best player, Alan Velasco, I'm having to give him more contracts, another contract, but he's got now a minimum fee release clause of just 6 million. That was like 15 million before, but his contract would have been running out. Yeah. And it's a weighing up whether I would risk putting a lower minimum fee release clause in, but I could keep him for another couple of years, or vice versa. Yeah. So that's the decision that I've had to make there. But already our squad is thinning out because of the amount of players. And we take a look, there's 2 players I can't even offer a contract to. I just don't have the money. And there's how many players there? That's 3 players whose contract runs out halfway through the season.
Could lose them as well.
We could lose them. And at the end of next season, there's more running out.
We could be in big trouble here.
We could be in big trouble.
Right.
So far this season, it's not been a great start. As you can see, we can see 15 clubs there. We're not in that. we're last. We've lost 3 out of 3 so far this season.
Dear.
It's not been a great start for us.
No.
Dead last out of 26 teams. And we take a look at the Copa Libertadores as well.
From winning the league to not even winning a game.
In 3 games.
It's only 3 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good, is it?
Copa Libertadores, we're coming up against Colo Colo, who's quite famous Chilean team.
Right.
But I do fancy our chances going through that. But the clubs that are in this still, Mineiro, River Plate, Internacional, who are current holders, I think they've won it. And we're also in the 7th round of the Cup, which obviously we've mentioned before is a little bit complicated. I forgot to mention, we've won the last year of the Cup. Well, yeah, I mean, we glossed over it because of how weird the season is. But in the final, we beat Boca Juniors 3-1.
Oh, brilliant.
So we're Cup winners as well.
So we won 2 bits of silver
We
already?
did, yeah, we won a double. Yeah.
So we're back to the
we're back to the Cup Kings, yeah. But this, I'm sorry I didn't mention at the end of the second series, but you're also just as confused as I am.
Just talk about the Cup Kings, which is a nickname obviously for them that they used to have. Do you know what their nickname is now?
No.
Same as Man United, Red Devils.
Oh really?
Yeah,
oh, that's quite cool.
That's what their name is now.
Yeah.
The Red Devils, their nickname. So
that's quite cool. I mean,
talking
obviously they are red
though,
kits.
Talking on that though, they started off, which their away kit is.
Yeah.
As you can see down the bottom there, look, is white. That used to be their original kit.
Right. Okay.
Right? Their badge used to be blue.
Yeah.
And they changed their kit because back in 1905 or something like that, Nottingham Forest toured Argentina.
Why is it? It's always a Nottingham team that changes what a club wears.
The president at the time was so impressed with Nottingham Forest because they got a British interest in this team.
Right. Okay.
Which I'll explain now. He was so impressed with Nottingham Forest, he changed their kit from white to red and white.
Right. Okay.
But the British interest is more Scottish because the team started off as something like they were called St Andrews, which was they were impressed with a Scottish theme.
Yeah.
And their badge was blue, and if you can see their badge there, because they bought
It's got
this badge.
an A, hasn't it?
No, this badge on the white
this
kit,
original badge, yeah.
it's got the cross.
Yes.
With their badge used to be blue with a white cross, which is a Scottish badge, as we know it.
I see.
And they used to be called St Andrews.
Right, so that's such a
they're
bizarre
they
thing,
got a British sort of theme about them, and when Nottingham Forest came over, he was so impressed with Nottingham Forest, he changed the kit to red and white.
Wow.
So there's an interesting fact about how the team started off, really.
Facts, yeah. It's so bizarre, isn't it? How like much of an influence these Nottingham clubs have had on Team Juve, and obviously I think we've mentioned.
When I read that, I thought I can't believe that.
Yeah.
They just changed their kit.
Absolutely crazy. But yeah, we're double champions, by the way, in case you missed that, because I forgot about it. And we start in now the season number 3. Okay, we're at season number 3, but we've got the 4th time that we're playing some kind of cup. I hope you're following. By the way, viewers, page.com/MegaLukeGaming. Any tier from the £1.50 tier and above is where you can vote for on the Patreon poll for these future rebuilds. Independiente was a team voted, as was Fiorentina, as was Ipswich so far. There's a current one going on right now, which I think Slavia Prague is currently winning. Ooh. That might be next week's rebuild. So make sure you go down to the Patreon and check that out.
In as well. We got the 1300 we was after.
Like target, what would you like this week?
I'm going to go for 1500. Soon we've got the 1300. Let's go for 1500.
Let's try it. So 1500. I'll sort down to you.
Give me 1500.
So, at the end of this season, we find ourselves in 4th place. I say the end of the season, it's not. We're going to bring you back again because obviously there's more to be played. So, league table wise, we're 46 points. We're 11 points behind champions River Plate. That's already guaranteed. 4 teams this time's getting relegated, so we will go down, I think, to 24 clubs. We'll find out. Honestly, I have no clue what is going on. I really don't. Now, cup competitions. Obviously, we were in Copa Libertadores last season. We've already been given our group stage for this next season. We've got Mineiro and Corinthians. I think that's a very difficult group. Very harsh group. Yeah. We'll take a look at the original cup first. We didn't win it, so Lanús are currently holders. Obviously, we won it last season. So where do we finish? We beat Defensia. So let's go through the semi-final. We were into the semi-final. We were knocked out by Lanús in the semi-final of that competition.
That's a pity, isn't it?
Yeah, so that is a shame. And
Racing
went through and lost in the final. So they managed to get through to the final. But anyway, Copa Libertadores. That's the big one. That's the main one that we're focusing on this season. How do we do? We lost on penalties in the final to Internacional of Brazil.
I mean, the only good thing really about it comes out of it, is we would earn quite a bit of good money on that, getting to the final of it.
You hope.
You don't want to get to the final and lose, do you?
Yeah, I'm not really sure how much money is in the Copa Libertadores, but it was a very tight final. We can see we actually took the lead on the 53rd minute, and Dorado equalised on the 70th, and obviously it went down to penalties where we had one guy miss. That's all. One penalty was missed. Ortega missed, and they went and lifted the trophy. They've got a very good team, by the way. They've got Yuri Alberto, who is a fantastic player in this game, 22 years of age, bit of a wonder kid. And they have a bit of a Brazilian European legend if you are from Ukraine, because I don't know if you remember Tyson, who played for Shakhtar Donetsk. He scored quite a few goals in the Champions League. He is at Internacional at the age of 36, and he is still insane. Physicals are amazing for a 36-year-old. So yeah, he's still there, and he's doing very well for them. So there's a reason why they've won the Copa Libertadores a couple of seasons in a row. Well, not in a row, but they've won it a few seasons out of the last 3, and it tends to be dominated recently by Brazilian clubs. But yeah, it's down to us to try and stop that. We lost on penalties, unfortunately, this time round. There's still a few years left.
Yeah.
So now we bring you back at the end of season 3, part 2.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Copa Libertadores group stage. We have finished second in behind Mineiro again, but we've defeated Corinthians on our route there.
They're a good side.
I'm pleased with that. They were also in the poll, I think, to be part of this. So it could have been against Corinthians, but we won 2 games against Alianza Lima and Mineiro. We drew 3 games, which is, quite good. Both of them against Corinthians, and we lost 1 game against Mineiro. So I think we've done very well, to be honest, in that competition, the Copa Libertadores. It hasn't been announced who we will play next, but I'm sure we'll find out at the pre-season of the next season. Let's go forward to that season. Viewers, if you are as confused as what I am, just put down in the comments, I'm confused, because I want to know how many of you are getting this, how many of you are not.
And how close we are to getting it right.
Yeah, if we are getting it right. Somebody's like, actually, you're in season 6. Am I? We'll find out. So financially, we're just on the cusp of having a little bit of money, but that's because we had no transfer budget whatsoever, and transfer-wise, it's been very difficult for us this season. We had no players going out. We had a couple of players coming in. One of them I'm very happy with, David Ayala. He's a fantastic, again, what used to be a wonder kid. I'm not sure how good he is this year, but attribute-wise, I'm very happy with him. A good amount of passing, good positioning, vision, work rate, everything like that is absolutely fantastic. I'm really happy with that. We also have managed to sign a loan player from Barcelona.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, so that's not bad. A young 22-year-old Santi Ramos Mingo, He was trained at Boca Juniors as well as Barcelona.
Oh, he's been there for a few years, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been there for a while. They picked him up, trained him in La Masia, so he's kind of been a bit of both, really. Kind of like what Messi had. Like, he came from Newell's Old Boys, but he moved to Barcelona before he was 16, so he very much trained at both. Not saying that this guy's Messi or anything, but compared to the standard league that we're in, he's very good as a defender, so I think this is a good pickup. We also managed to sign Paulo, which is a free transfer, mainly because we only had 3 centre-backs. We've got hardly any wages, and he would really low wages to bring him in.
And he's a Brazilian.
And he's Brazilian as well, so we love a Brazilian. It's got to the point where every single pre-season now, renewing contracts is such a nightmare because they all want higher wages and we just don't have it.
I think this team here, they must be I don't know whether they're a small city or but they're very they look after themselves type of thing. Because I did notice on part of their facts that I was looking up, they've got their own school.
Okay, yeah.
From every year, from preschool to secondary school.
Alright, so it's not just football based?
No, they're proper their own school.
So they look after the community type of thing.
Community, yeah. So
that's
I
good.
thought that was quite good.
Yeah.
They have a school, year for every from pre-kids, so they're very sort of like you say, community,
community driven,
So it's good really. To the good side.
Yeah. So tactically, we've actually changed roles. Now we changed at the end of last season, before the Copa Libertadores group stages, because I wanted to try something different. So I thought I'll use the group stage of the Copa Libertadores as a tester. But this is what we've been using recently. But this is what it looks like anyway. And this, this is the tactic that I use in the FM playoffs. Which took me to the final, which obviously you joined me as we lost in the final. But we got to the final. This was the second half tactic, and I've just tweaked it ever so slightly to suit, again, how Independiente play with a couple of team instructions. But it's a very complicated tactic, but what it basically requires is a lot of high press, and this segundo volante is very important. Now, I haven't spoke about him yet, But kind of our unsung hero and our best player is a player that Football Manager fans, if you've been playing it since like 14, FM14, you'll know exactly who he is. And it's Lucas Romero. This guy used to be one of the best wonder kids on the game when he used to play at Velez. Then he moved to Brazil with Cruzeiro. He moved back to Argentina with Independiente, and he's been fantastic for us the last couple of seasons. See, we can see a 7.20 average rating, and he's been really good this season.
Yeah, 2 goals out of 4 games.
Exactly.
Bad enough, is it?
And he is playing that Segundo Volante role.
Yeah.
And he's very good at it, although he got 2 red cards in like 3 games from playing that role, both against Corinthians, by the way, as well. But still, and he picks up a lot of yellows.
I bet it was hell going on in there.
But he's still very good, and he seems to pick up quite a lot of goals because he just seems to be really good, to be honest, at getting forward. So Lucas Romero is there. He's 30 now. He's still decent. This is the tactic we're using, and we're not securing anybody in that role. The reason for that, yes, we've got Alan Velasco, but we've also got Pedro de la Vega. Both of them can play these 2 roles here, but they can also both play that shadow striker role, which I would say is the most crucial role in this.
Yeah.
My best player in the playoffs was Thierry Henry. Once he had a bad game, I didn't win the game.
That was your final.
That was the final.
Unfortunately.
So there we go. So that's basically what my thinking is with this tactic. And I think we can do something with it. I think that diamond was good. It only took us too far. This is the next level, and I want us to. I want to take it to the next level using this tactic. Schedule-wise, we have started the season. We've done all right. We played Colo Colo again in the Copa Libertadores, and this time we beat them again, 3-1 and 2-2. We played Boca.
That's a good draw.
Not a bad game.
No,
not really, is it?
On their pitch, it's a good draw.
But this game, a 5-1 win against Racing. Huge derby win. Mauro Molina.
They only scored in the last minute as well, didn't they?
Yeah. Mauro Molina is a player that come through the youth ranks and got himself a hat-trick in that game. So he is now like an unsung hero.
Look at the squad number, 71.
I know, that's what I mean. I just promoted them.
71 players, have we?
I promoted them because we don't have enough players, so I just had to put them in there.
Yeah.
Look how bare our squad's getting now. If you take a look by position, like centre-back wise, we're really low, and it's looking very precarious because, like, I mean, you can see here, we're already over the wage budget with no transfer budget. We're struggling big time. So let's see how this season does. So at the end of season 4, we have topped the league anyway. We've topped it. It doesn't say champions next to us yet.
Again, we're going to play a Lincoln playoff again, have we?
Well, I think we might have to. No, we don't. We won it.
Yes,
we won champions. I don't even know. I don't even know.
It's the same 2 teams behind us again, though, isn't it?
It is.
It goes to show it's them 2 teams all the time. That was the 2 we had to beat.
Yeah. So I think now we've got to the stage where the league is starting to level out what it used to be.
Right. Yeah.
And you only get relegated through a playoff. You don't win it through a playoff.
Right.
Whereas the first season we won it, we had to play a playoff to win it.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's happening that way. Whether it's real
to
to
it's just mucked the leagues up for that particular year.
Whether they're trialing something or whether Football Manager's not even sure what they're doing, so they're just doing something. I don't really know. But yeah, we're champions anyway by 4 points, never losing a game.
Wow. Hey.
I know.
Well, they're Arsenal then, aren't we?
Yeah. Also a fact about this, we won the title with the fewest points ever by a champion, even though we never lost a game. And that is because of the league, how many games we're playing.
Oh, well, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
You can't add more points if you don't play more games.
No, but I think, how weird is it going to be in the history books?
Oh, yeah, they look at it, they won them the same.
They go, Independiente, they won it with only 55 points. And then you look at that season and go, they were unbeaten that season.
The Invincibles.
Yeah, unbelievable, really. But if you take a look at that, we only drew 7 games, so we won 16 out of the 23. The win percentage is still really high. Yeah. Never losing a game. Quite incredible, really. Now, we've already played 1 game with Copa Libertadores because I came back too late. I don't really know. We've won that game so far, but I guess against Sao Paulo as well, big Brazilian club, 4-1 as well, massive. I guess we'll look at the cup first, then we'll go and come back at the end of Copa Libertadores. So the cup was won by Godoy Cruz, who beat Boca Juniors in the final on penalties. They had a very good run because they beat us very early on, 3-2. In the 7th round as well, so we were knocked out quite early.
That was the hardest game in the final, really, wasn't it? Apart from beating us in the first round.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, River faced Boca in the semis and won them on penalties as well. River even got. I mean, there's a lot of penalties in this cup. Like
that's the type of cup draw you love when you're a smaller side, isn't it?
Oh god, yeah, the 2 big
play each other, So the Premier sides playing against each other, and the Championship sides playing the lower league sides.
Well, what normally happens is Man City will draw Wickham, and then United, Liverpool will draw each other, and that's basically how it will happen. So yeah, we didn't win the cup this year, but we've won the league, so I'm very happy with that. Let's come back at the end of Copa Libertadores. So at the end of the group stage, we won all 6 games. 18 goal difference, 18
Still
points.
Unbeaten, really.
Unbeaten this whole season
So
because
really,
we only lost
one game, that final.
Yeah, with that
No,
cup.
that first round. Yeah.
Which was penalties, was it? I can't even remember now, but still, that was the only game that we lost the whole season. Very good, to be honest. We even pretty much knocked out Sao Paulo from the cup and let this team come through from Venezuela. So Sao Paulo must be gutted by that.
Very interesting stadium as well.
Yeah. South American stadiums are just crazy, aren't they? Like, absolutely crazy. But yeah, I mean, fantastic for us going through in that. I guess we'll go forward to the next season and see how we get on. Goals wise, only 20 goals, and it was from Molina, that guy we mentioned.
Yeah.
And basically what's happened is Silvio Romero, the guy that we were talking about as our talisman, went out of contract. Couldn't offer him a new deal over the wage budget. He had to leave.
I bet he was gutted because he won the league.
Yeah, he had to leave. So we've basically promoted a kid from the youth.
Do we send him a winners medal?
I don't even know.
Nah.
Mauro Molina, he ended up coming through and playing really well and getting the most goals this season. Lucas Romero there was 16, Benitez was 16, Velasco with 14. Pedro de la Vega's done quite well as well for anybody who is interested. We can see a lot of unhappy people and asking for new contracts, wants new contract. We can't offer any. We can't do anything. Like, we're still so far over the wage budget now, even worse. Minus 41. Yes.
But you think that the board would stick with us because we're winning.
We're winning.
We just won the league, surely.
But we're £12 million in debt. So this is where our problem lays.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll go into the final season and see how we're starting off.
Yeah.
Now, as we've seen, financially we're in trouble. Couldn't sign anybody.
No.
We have a player that's left on a free transfer. It's a centre-back. It's a shame because he came through our youth ranks. Couldn't even offer him a new deal. And if we take a look at finances, we're in the black, but we're so far over our wage budget, we can't do anything. We're still 43 over, and we're still having to reject bids from Manchester United of around about £9 million for Alan Velasco. Luckily, he's not kicking up too much of a fuss, but he's still here.
What would he want to go to Man United for?
Why? When you can stay here and play
We won the league.
weird competitions and just continuous. I hope they understand it anyway. So far, we have done all right at the start of the season. We've got through Vasco da Gama in the Copa Libertadores second leg.
Right.
In the second round, first and second leg we won both. Vasco da Gama is another team that people keep suggesting us to from South America, so maybe we'll see them at some point. We also lost in the Copa America competition, the cup game, on penalties again. So that's quite bad, really. We actually played at Boca Juniors Stadium, so I don't know whether they ground share maybe with this team. Is that? No, they don't. I don't know why we played at Boca Juniors Stadium then. If anybody knows.
Maybe they thought it was going to be a big game, so...
I don't know.
It's probably to do with policing or something like that.
Yeah, maybe. But we beat Argentina Juniors, which is, of course, Diego Maradona's first team, 4-0. Velez was a good draw because they're a very decent team and we played them away. And we beat this team at 3-1 at home. So far you can see we're in third place. We're just 2 points behind the two big clubs there, Boca and River.
Still haven't lost as well, that's the main thing.
Still haven't lost. We haven't lost a league game now for over 2 seasons, of course. So, yeah, let's see how we get on at the end. Oh, tactically first. We're not really changing much. I think I quite like this tactic.
You've got to go with it. If it won last year, you could keep it, haven't you?
Won us the league. So, yeah, we'll carry on going and we'll see how we do. So at the end of the final season, 107 points. That's over double what we won it when we did it last season. And that's because we played 42 games.
Goal difference, 98.
Finally looking like it's a normal season again.
Did we lose any games?
Let's find out. We did. We lost 3 games in total. San Lorenzo was one of them, but the other two, not to the top 3.
The top teams though, didn't we?
Yeah. We only even drew 1 game with River. So we beat River once, we beat Boca Juniors twice, who finished in second place with 99 points. So yeah, we had a fantastic time, considering, obviously last season, we only played 23 games. For some reason this year, there's games. 2 clubs less, and we still played 42 games. No idea.
I don't know.
Not a clue. I even don't think we spoke about Copa Libertadores last season.
No.
So we might have to do that as well. Anyway, competitions-wise, how have we done? We'll have to click on something else to find it because obviously it's Copa Libertadores. So if we go back stages, so 2 seasons ago, if we take a look at this, Sao Paulo won Copa Libertadores. We didn't mention this, I don't think. Now, if we go to the second round, we got to the semi-final against Internacional again.
That was out of a game 3-4 as well.
3-4 in Sao Paulo.
Look at the other game, that 5-4. So
yeah.
2 semi-finals, 2 good games, and then the final goes off to 1-0.
We were the final Argentinian team in it as well.
Yeah.
Even from this round, the quarterfinals, no Argentinian club managed to get past this. We got a Uruguayan team, but that's it, and a Colombian one.
Well, we were the best team in Argentina anyway.
We were the best team in Argentina at that point. Now, the season that's just gone, this is what's happened. So unfortunately, again, we were stopped at the semi-final by the same club who beat us in the final 3 seasons ago. So they keep getting there.
Boca Juniors got to the final, so that would have been a hell of a final.
They did, yeah. So unfortunate. But that final was won by Internacional again, which means that they have won it every other year for the last like 5 years. Sao Paulo and Flamengo either side of it. So it's been dominated again by the Brazilian clubs. It's such a shame that we could not have like a bit of an impact on that. Obviously, we lost one season on penalties. Both times in the semi-final we faced Internacional, who just seem to be there every time in front of us. Yeah, what a lovely, isn't it?
What an atmosphere you get in there.
Absolutely.
It's a bit like Wembley, actually, isn't it?
It is very much like
that, isn't it?
Yeah, it was rejuvenated, I think, for the World Cup in 2014. But that Yuri Alberto's still there, and he's an absolute boss.
Yeah.
There's probably no reason why they're winning it. It's probably down to him more than anything. So yeah, Internacional, they're a bit of a rivalry there for us that they just keep getting us in the Libertadores. It's a shame.
They must love it when they go out drawn against us. They think, well, that's us next round.
So actually, this is the final part of how we've done. We don't need to go any further. That's obviously the Copa Libertadores for next season, but we're not simulating next season. It's a 5-year rebuild. It's so confusing. But we'll take a look at how we've done across the league, across like statistically, because Mauro Molina, 45 goals in 41 starts. 12 appearances from the bench. It's fantastic.
That was a good little find coming through, wasn't it?
Yeah, great from our youth academy.
Yeah.
Like, he's gone out on loan for a couple of seasons there, but yeah, what a player he has become. Alan Velasco as well, 21 goals and 20 assists this season. Thomas Coelho, 18 goals, 24 assists, not bad for a free transfer.
No,
Lucas Romero doing really well. Look how many players have got over 10 goals as well, but that's obviously because we're playing a lot more games now, but the squad is looking so small. We would really have struggled if we did carry this one on. Financially, minus 16 million.
We got to hope, really, mate, that because we've done so well, that someone approaches us.
I know.
We can leave rather than...
But Lucas Romero's even leaving.
Yeah.
He's going to Flamengo because we can't offer him new deals. So we're in deep trouble, to be honest. And I'm more relieved than anything that this one's ended.
If there's any supporters out there, we're sorry about the team. We're leaving the team financially, but at least we won the league a couple of times.
We won the league a couple of times. We couldn't do anything in the Continental competitions, but my God, what a complicated league system and schedule-wise that is.
I'm feeling dizzy.
I'm feeling so dizzy. What was going on there? I don't know. Why you play certain things at certain points. No idea. But if you have any info on it, let us know down in the comments.
Keep all the comments coming. We love all the comments.
Yeah, whether it's because of COVID and stuff like that. We completely get that they've changed stuff because of that. I hope you enjoyed it anyway. And if you managed to follow
I've enjoyed it. It's been different, isn't it? That's what we like.
Yeah, but I just hope we don't have to come back to Argentina anytime soon. Thank you very much. Of course, Patreon for any future votes as well. The like target, 1,500 if you can get that. That would be great. And make sure you smash that subscribe button because we are very close now to 30,000. I'd really like to get us over the line.
We want to get over that 30,000.
Thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.